Hey there, everyone. Welcome to the second in the series of learning Python with Blender. So here we should have Blender open. I am using the UPBGE version of it, which has the game engine built into it. And this should be something like what you see if you see a splash screen when you first get going. Just ignore it. Let's go. So what you see here is the normal layout, the kind of default starting for Blender, and what we want to do is go over here to scripting. Now what this is going to show you, still have your 3D layout, so a cube, you've got a light, you've got a camera. This is your interactive section for Python. So you can type in something like, it doesn't really matter whether you understand this or not, but you can type in, and it is actually working one line at a time for Python. You can also see here that Python is interactive console, and this should be the version of Python, so 3.1.13. Little behind the one that's out there right now, but it should be plenty good, and it goes, I'm assuming, up with every version of the Blender game engine as it comes out. And then down here is going to be where you see things happen in the Blender itself. So if we select this cube and we go ahead and move it, you can see here this is the Python for that movement. So again, it really doesn't matter if you understand all of that right now. The important thing is that you just see all of these. Next thing we need to do here in our scripting is make sure all three of these are turned on. Okay, all of them should show. And that should give us our line numbers. So we're going to go ahead and create a new, we have a script. We can name it start, and we'll go ahead and show you how to save right away. This is different than saving the entire program where it says unsaved here. This is simply saving the text of the script. So you need to do both. Okay, so we'll give this a name, and we're going to stick this over in my where did I put it? There it is. And we're on slide 2. So this is my start.py. Whoops. So I hope you followed all along. So we're going to start right from the beginning with Python. And it is one of the most popular programming languages out there today. And Blender is entirely run by it. Way down underneath, it's in C++, but everything that you're interacting with on this program is done in Python. Same thing goes for the game engine. And we're just going to use the game engine because that's the whole point of us being here, is to create games with the game engine. The game engine is always a version or two behind because they need to take whatever Blender's making new and make sure it works in the game engine. Just so you know that. So let's start with Python. The first thing anybody ever does when they're learning a programming language is hello world. So let's go ahead and do it. In Python, all you need to do is press print, which is a built-in function that prints whatever you type in the parentheses and quote marks, at least for text, in quote marks, and it goes ahead and prints it to the console. So what we need to do is hit the run button. This is, you're typing it in, and we need to go ahead and run the script. So boom. And you're going to see that it ran the script, but you can't see anything. That's because we need to go and look here on the console. Now, if you don't have this running right away, you can find that by toggling the console. It should go on and off. I'm wondering if that stays open for Blender game engine. I just haven't paid attention to notice it. But this is where you're going to find all that stuff. Do not, and I'm going to go ahead and do this real quick. So we'll save, which is normal. Every day, you save Control S, and again we'll put start _2. and we'll save the blend file. And the reason I'm doing this right now is because if you go over to your console and you close it, it closes all the Blender. So we want to bring that back up again. I notice the console comes up. And we'll go ahead and open the file again. Most of that, if you're familiar with computers, should be the same. The open, save, where you want to save things. It's the only big difference is that you need to save the text separately, because you can actually take that text and run it in a different IDE, a different environment if you want to. If it's got a bunch of Blender stuff in it, it's not going to do much, but this would work perfectly fine in any other IDE or integrated development environment that you would want to work in. So VS Code or PyCharm or anything like that. The other thing that I'm going to go over in this video is comments, because we'll be using them a lot. I hope I remember all the time to do it, and you should too. The first one is a single line comment. Single line comment. So this is used to remind yourself or the next person looking at your code what's happening underneath it. Then there is the multi-line comment, which is 3 triple or double quotes, but they need to match. Okay, so other than leaving yourself notes, one of the important things you can do here is, for instance, if we would do this and we run the program and jump over to the console, nothing happened. So it's essentially, you can, without deleting it, you can stop a line from running, and you could use the multi-line comments or the single line comments to do that. So let's stop here, and in the next video, we'll keep going. Thanks.